Switching gears now, gents, and focusing on Lionel Messi once again. He scored again. 9 goals now in 6 games for Inter Miami. He's led them to the Leagues Cup final. He's just rocked up into the USA. 6 wins in a row for Miami. His latest goal against Philadelphia Union in that semi-final success was a bit of a daisy cutter from distance, I think we could call it. It was a low drilled shot that maybe the goalkeeper could have done better with, but still, it was genius to even think about shooting from that distance. And it was just pretty incredible, right, Nick, to see even some of the home fans scattered with their Inter Miami jerseys on and young kids celebrating. Like we said, so fun to see him in Miami, but almost even better to see him on the road in cities around the US and seeing the impact that has. And we heard the Philadelphia Union coach, Jim Curtin, before the game being like, don't sell your tickets. Make sure you come to the stadium and watch him in person. I mean, he probably still thinks it was great to see him, but after the defeat, maybe not as much. But Nick, I mean, Inter Miami, they've now qualified for the 2024 CONCACAF Champions Cup by reaching the final. And just the scene was pretty excellent, right? To see Messi putting it on. And yeah, I mean, he's not tasted defeat yet for Miami. So this has gone absolutely swimmingly for everybody connected into Miami so far.
Joe and Andy, our weekends here with the Premier League coverage are absolutely bonkers. And yet I still found myself getting out my compass and going to the resale sites. And then it was like, oh, maybe my son can see him in a final. I love Nashville. It's one of my favorite cities. And then the number is like $400 a ticket to sit 450 rows from the field. But I'm telling you that because I'm in my 40s. I love this game. I have traveled for US games. I have traveled for everything you want. And it still picked me up. There was still something inside me be like, what would it mean to be there? Mm-hmm. And I just think that's absolutely massive. And the other thing that I think should be a lesson for MLS is, yes, Alba, Busquets, Messi, these are players on the downside of their careers, but they are not done. They are not cooked. Mm-hmm. And you want to revitalize your roster, bring in 3 players who know each other. Is there a single person in that Miami room who, including Joseph Martinez, including Yedlin, who can say, sir, and because they hired Tata, who has that acclaim as well in those relationships, I just think, I know they may have had to quote unquote bend the rules or whatever, but I wonder how many other teams can do that. And is this the new MLS? Should we expect LA and Toronto and New York City to follow? I hope so.
Yeah, they should do, right? Andy, I mean, it's shown the blueprint forward. There's only one Messi, of course, but there are other superstar players out there that could have not quite the same impact, but just on the level beneath that. And like Nick said, I mean, Messi's arrival, the way he's doing it, is only going to make MLS teams in the league office think, who else can we get that's going to have anywhere near this kind of impact to take us to the next level?
Yeah, right person, right place, right time with Messi and MLS right now, I think. And that, because as Nick's talking there, I'm thinking the tune about 35-plus-year-old players coming from Europe to MLS has changed because of this one guy and a couple of his buddies that came over with him. And I'm thinking, well, why is that? Why are they different? Obviously, Messi is just, different gravy, I think is what you guys say over there, Joe. It's to co-opt some more of your language. But I also think MLS is at a point now where the quality of the league is good enough that it's challenging for players like this. And so they take it a little more seriously than maybe, I won't mention any names, but there were some very well-known European players and South American players that made their careers in Europe that came to MLS at the end and just collected a paycheck. These guys are obviously not doing that, and I think the league is now at a point now where it kind of feeds one another. Messi coming in brings the attention and brings the eyeballs to the league, and the quality of the league, even aside from these Inter Miami games, by the way, with the Leagues Cup, has been incredible. Like, a lot of people had opinions about, well, you're having a new tournament in the middle of the season that negates the value of your league and your playoff structure, but it's been brilliant bringing the 2 leagues together from MLS and Liga MX and having them just seemingly every night, by the way. Every night there's a big game and there's something big happening in this tournament. I think MLS has really stumbled onto something, obviously with Messi, but I think also with the Leagues Cup structure and this being able to debut that tournament with his debut and him coming into the league, it was just the most perfect timing and moment. And the fact that he's taking it as seriously as he is and having, again, I said this last week, the fun that Lionel Messi is having on the field. He scores a goal, and it's just the biggest little kid smile you've ever seen. And that makes me enjoy the game on just a completely different level because we haven't seen that forever from him.
Yeah, we really haven't. And it's fun to watch him doing this week by week. And the next chance you get is to do that is at Nashville this Saturday, the Leagues Cup final. I mean, what it will be just around about a month since he actually stepped foot in the USA, flew in on that private jet to Miami, and then he could have his first trophy within the first month of being into Miami player. And oh yeah, they're also in the semi-final of the US Open Cup. And like we said before, they are probably going to surge up the Eastern Conference standings in the final months of the season. And watch out for them if you get them in the playoffs, because nobody is going to want to play into Miami with Messi and co in this kind of form.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. For even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you over there.